high ground!
You underestimate my power!
Don't try it!
What's up everyone, my name is Max and today we'll be taking a look at the 75269, the Duel on Mustafar. I thought this would be a good idea for today since we've just seen Obi-Wan and Vader clash for the first time since episode 3, depicted by the set right here. And we're also getting their battle on Mapuzo from the show in Lego form this summer as well. So why not look at this one, but let's stop stalling, hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and please excuse my poor English, I'm no native speaker. Let's get into this now though with this set's basic information. It originally released in January of 2020 and stopped production in mid 2021 because it was released in that time frame and wasn't based off any recent movies. It came in the classic white Darth Vader box art line. The retail price of this one was $20, £20 or €25 depending on where you live. If you adjust that for inflation, $20 back in 2020 are now about $22.50. So not a huge increase, but still about 12.5%. It came with a total piece count of 208 pieces, including 2 minifigures. 208 pieces and a retail price of $20 puts us at about 9.6 cents per piece in 2020 and around 10.8 cents in 2022. I couldn't find whoever designed the set, but that sadly isn't unusual with these smaller sets, so Lego, start putting your designers' names in the descriptions of the sets, it makes my job so much easier. Anyways, let's get into further detail now, starting with the minifigures of this set.
Then you're my enemy.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must.
You will try.
So the figure we'll start with today will be the chosen one himself, Anakin Skywalker, or Darth Vader, up to you honestly. Now, we'll start at the legs with this bloke. You can see that the legs aren't dual molded and only have printing on the front. I'm not too mad about that since he's wearing quite dark clothes, but it would have been nice for them to be black on the upper and dark brown on the lower part. Anyways, the printing on the front isn't bad with the ropes continuing over the hip onto the torso. At the bottom of the torso you have this belt with all its little details on there, which also continues on the back where we have some more printing. The front shows his partially scorched black outfit with his brown ropes under that. His hands are of course black and light nougat to emulate one of them being robotic. His face is pretty normal, nothing outstanding, but you can recognize the scar over his right eye, and the second face shows his yellow eyes along with a kinda crazy grin almost. I don't really like the hair since it's way longer in the movie, and I personally think that the serious black hair would have worked way better for him here. The second minifigure we'll look at today is Obi-Wan. This is actually one of our 2 most recent Obi-Wan minifigures, the other being Old Ben from Obi-Wan's Hut. Anyways, let's start with the legs for this guy. As you can see, they aren't dual molded. Don't get me wrong, the printing on here is great, even with the little color variation under the ropes on his pants, but he wears brown boots which cover everything up to his knees in the movie. So dual molded legs would fit perfectly here, but I get that Lego wouldn't do that for a set that released for $20. The hip also has some nice printing on it, and the belt at the bottom of his torso is very similar to Anakin's. Above that you have multiple layers of ropes and cloth, with some of them being a little scorched. The printing also continues on the back. The face is quite good, and the alternative one is nice as well, showing his more frightened face. The hairpiece is the same one they used since 2012, and it doesn't look bad, but Kenobi just isn't a ginger. I don't quite know why they're not using a dark tan or something like that, but what can you do? Anyways, that wraps up the minifigs. Let's move on to the actual build now. And here we have the build. As you can see, it's quite wide and thin, but you can change it into a smaller, more compact version, which also makes it easier to have Anakin and Obi-Wan battle on. Down in front here we have this little bit of black rockwork with this red piece over it. What you can do now is push this red part here, which is kind of sticking out a little, and what that will do is send these trans orange pieces flying. This is of course to emulate lava flying up at Obi-Wan and Anakin. Not the greatest feature since it's really annoying when you move the thing, but for kids it's still a fun thing. Now here we have the lower flying platform of the 2. As you can see, it's able to rotate 360 degrees and can move from here to over here via this almost rail system down down here. For simpler use of these features, they also integrated this black pin for you to move and spin the thing around. On the side, you'll be able to spot this clip right here and a handle over here. Right now they look a little out of place, but if we reverse the build back into its wider position, this is actually what keeps it together. Of course, opposing Obi-Wan's platform, we have Anakin's one. This one is a little smaller, sitting a little higher though, and just as with Kenobi's one, you can rotate it 360 degrees and move it along this rail via the little black handle right here. Now looking past that, you can see this bridge-like thing attached to this brick-built black hill here. Of course, you can place Obi-Wan and Anakin on there to duel, but what you can also do is rotate this thing upwards, since it's only connected via this pin right here. Why would you rotate it? I don't know. It makes the figures look awkward, and the lava stream which was flowing down, it just looks weird now, but LEGO says it's a play feature, so I don't know either. And with that confusion, we'll go right into the final verdict. Now, in conclusion, what do I think of this set? I think it has some major flaws, like the exclusion of a high ground or the choice of going with a lot of solid red and yellow for the set's main colors. I also think that the given space is quite limiting, and a more open style set with a rock formation and detached platforms like in the 2012 Anakin's Jedi Interceptor would have worked better, but they've also done some stuff right here, like the introduction of a, at the time, new Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker. Now this set isn't widely available anymore, and honestly, I wouldn't recommend buying it anyway. Getting the figures on Bricklink will cost you about $10 and the build just isn't worth it. That's why overall I'd give it a 4.5 out of 10 with no buying recommendation. Now that wraps up today's video. If you want to see more of me, check out my shorts channel, and until next week, goodbye.